Good afternoon. This is Cheryl from Cheryl the Pearls World 1247. And November is National Adoption Month. And I just wanted to do a video on adoption. My friend right here, Trina, she's adopted, and I am an adoptee too. So we just gonna come today and we're gonna just talk a little bit how it felt on being adopted, and we hope you enjoy our video. So I got a few questions I want to ask Trina. The first question is, how did you feel when you found that you were adopted?
I felt empty. I felt unwanted. Um, I always had felt like I was missing something, like before I knew I was adopted, and it was just like an empty void or something there. It was always a twitch, like. Then growing up by myself, it was really just a lonely season. It was a lonely bunch of years. Like, um, I struggled with a lot of things, trying to figure out why my mom didn't want me, or my dad, or why they gave me away. It's just a lot of fighting inside. I don't know. I try not to think about it as I get older, because I be feeling like it puts me in an emotional state. Even through the years, you know how people be like, well, you grown now. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to put it past you. And I feel that, you know what I'm saying? But it's still like I missed something out. I missed out on something. I feel like I missed out on all the wonderful years I could have had fighting my siblings or whatever we could have been doing, and having fun and doing things with my mom, missing graduation, birthdays, and holidays. And my mom was religious, so she didn't really celebrate holidays and stuff. So I didn't get to have all that coming up, which I still didn't grow up a bad child. I just I don't know. Wish I could have maybe had both parents at the same time. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I felt a lot what Trina said, because I always being adopted, sometimes it make you feel like you're not enough, and you always wonder, what if this happened? What if I grew up with my birth mom? What if this? What if that? But in my situation, I was blessed to go in a loving home, and a mom and father that adopted me. They really loved me, but they got taken away. My dad died when I was 9.5, and my mom died when I was 11. And after that, it was terrible. But I do want to ask Trina this: how do you think your life would have changed if you grew up with your? How do you think your life would be different if you grew up with your birth family, that you was never adopted? How do you think your life would be different?
I don't know, cause now I'm different. I'm able to reunite with my siblings and my mom. My mom is the only one still living of my biological family or whatever, and she'll be 90 years old. So I'm blessed to still have her. You know what I'm saying? To be able to talk about the times that I wasn't there and all the, the stuff. I feel like things would have been different because I would have been able to have my siblings in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, they replaced me with another mom, but I grew up by myself. You know what I'm saying? I was the only child, and I missed being able to be around siblings and stuff. So I grew up a lonely child, so my siblings be like, I wish they didn't grow up with that with my other siblings. So I don't know, but I feel like that I did good. I think she did good, with the family that she left me with, because she left me with my auntie, you know what I'm saying? But my auntie come from a different world, where her parents was beating her a lot. So she got me, and she started beating me a lot. So But, you know, it just made me stronger. I can't say I'm a strong woman, you know what I'm saying? She didn't kill me, you know what I'm saying? And back in the day, they was beating their kids. So, my siblings are, all different. And, my mom raised them and she didn't have much. So, seeing that the life that she did give me, I ain't gonna say we're rich, but you know we're well off enough to not have to really struggle, for sort of say. So with her raising my siblings, you know, she had to struggle, you know, and between the two sisters I had, you know, they were just reckless. So with me growing up in the middle, I would ask my mom, you know, I said, hey, what you think would have happened to me, you know, if I would have been brought up with them? And she was like, girl, ain't no telling, you might be drunk. She said, don't tell her where I be at. So, you know, I joke with her now about those things, you know. I had a regret. I was mad at her for a while, you know, because I feel like that I was 3 days old and she just passed me on the way. She didn't take time to look at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't even look at me, but I feel like maybe if she would have looked at me, she would have kept me. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm able to laugh about it now, but sometimes I feel the things like now when I be around my family and I get with my other family members, I feel like that when we fall out or we have our little ups and downs, they don't treat me the same. I feel like they treat me, you know, like a sister, but different because I missed all them years with them. You know what I'm saying? So when we fall out, our fallout's a little different from there. They fall out, they go right back over there next day. We fall out. Hey, we ain't talking for months. Like, don't call my phone. Like, then me growing up only child, it's just, I don't want to share. I didn't want to share, but I had kids. I had no choice. But I don't know. But I'm blessed to still have a few siblings left, and I'm just trying to build my bond with who I have and my mom. You know, it's still a struggle. Like I don't be feeling like so. I took care of my adopted parents till they died. So now I have my mom, and I just be feeling like, man, I want to see her as much as possible, but it's like I just don't put as much effort to it like I feel like I should. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just working on that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping God help me with that part because I don't put as much effort as I should as her being my mom. You know.
Okay, what age did you find out you were adopted?
I was 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what age did you meet your biological mom?
Actually, I was the same age.
Okay.
When I turned 15, she told me I was adopted, and then she told me I was going up there for the summer to bond with my real family. So I was just like, what we ready to do this?
So when you heard that when she told you were adopted, what's the first thing came to your mind if you can remember?
The first thing came to my mind is I knew you wasn't my mom.
Why you knew she wasn't your mom? Because you didn't look like her?
No, I look like her because she's my dad's sister.
Okay.
She's my aunt.
Okay.
But it was just like she was just mean. Like she was really mean. I mean, I loved her, but she was just mean. Like, and I used to be like, "Ain't no way, ain't no way." She my mama, like, just.
And so you were the only child they had in the home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but she would adopt other kids and stuff. Like, she would get foster kids and stuff and bring them into the home for months and stuff. And then them kids do bad stuff, and then she be looking at me like, I told you to keep them out of trouble. I'm looking at her like, girl. So I used to have to get their little butt whoopings too. When they ain't do right, she come over us because I was the adopted child. Like, she had paperwork on me.
What she's saying, I didn't know that right there, but what she's saying sounds so much like what I went through when I stayed with my grandma after my mom died. I wasn't treated well at my grandma. I was abused. mentally and physically at my grandma's, but she also would take care of foster kids, and they did everything.
Man.
But me, I would get in trouble, I'd get a whooping or something, but she just let them do everything up under the sun. Matter of fact, one of the girls that was a foster kid that lived with us, she ended up getting pregnant while she was living with us. So I understand what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really understand where she's coming from with that. But adoption. My thought on adoption. Some people say that they didn't have a good adoption, but I had a very good one. I was blessed to have a good mom and dad. But the problem was they died. My dad died when I was 9.5, and my mom died when I was 11. My adopted mom, she died when I was 11. And but her family, I would have never thought I was adopted. My brother told me I was adopted when I was 28. I didn't want to believe it. He was sick in the hospital, and he said I was adopted. I need to know the truth, but I just said he's like out of his mind. He don't know what he talking about, because I never had a feeling that I was adopted, because I didn't look like my mom, but my adopted dad, we had the same skin complexion. He was tall, I was tall, so I always thought I got my looks from him. But my adopted side family, they always treated me like family. Sometimes people say blood is thicker than water, but that's not always true. It's not always the DNA.
Right.
It's the people who show you love. And I have got so much love from my adopted family. You would never think I was adopted. The only person who treated me bad was, like I said, the grandma that raised me. She treated me very bad. And I had to find forgiveness in my heart for what she did to me. But like I said, my adoption, it was like good. I had a good life until she passed in 1981, and after that, my life went from sugar to, I don't want to say the other word, but you know the word. And from the time she died, from 11 I think to 19, I think I moved 18 times. I've been in foster homes, I've been in group homes, but God, I'm still here. So um I don't think being adopted is a bad thing if you get with the right person. I always say that my birth mom was just the vessel to get me to the lady who adopted me, Dolores Harper. I love her dearly, and she's my mom. So Trina, I want to ask you, do you have anything you would like to ask me?
Well, going through all them different homes and stuff, you ended up coming out through all the homes, or did you get a last home?
Well, the last place I stayed at, it's been so long ago. And another thing, let me tell you too, when you go on foster and group home, you never, like if they have kids, you never feel the same as their kids. It's like you just there for the money. Um, like I know when I was in the foster and group homes, like this one foster home, their kids had a curfew, but I basically did what I wanted to do in that foster home. It was like I was just there for the money. And I know if I would
For them to get the money?
For them to get the money, okay. Because it was like no connection. Like
they just let you do what you want to do.
Yeah, I was like,
go,
I did, yeah. Yeah, that's how it was. So
really, you was just going to like a halfway house.
Yeah, you might as well say, because in some foster homes, there's just no love. That people just do it for the money. I think if you're going to be a foster home or adopt somebody, do it for love, not just for the money, because that child needs that. It depends on that. And I thank the Lord for the love I got from my mom that adopted me, Dolores Harper, until I was 11. Because I came in her home as a foster child when I was 7 months. And I got adopted when I was 2 months from her. So from 7 months to 11, she showed me love. I think if I would never been in her home, I would have never knew what love was. So I really appreciate that, and I love her so much. So, Trina, is anything else you think we should talk about Adoption. How does adoption make you treat your kids?
Well, um, I realized that when I had boys, so I had to raise them by myself. Their dad got locked up when they were young, and he had to do a long time. So it kind of left me not wanting other men to raise them. So I had noticed that I was like snapping on them a lot, whooping them a lot and stuff. And I didn't want it to affect how my mom was doing me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I got a lot of unnecessary whoopings. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like she didn't kill me or nothing. So, I mean, what's a whooping if it was unnecessary? But I didn't want to raise my kids that way. So I had kind of caught myself whooping them too much and stopped whooping them as much. My mom was kind of, I didn't get to really come out the house coming up. I didn't get to have friends. So it was just different. I allowed my kids to do all of those things. But sometimes I feel like I should have whooped them more, like, cause boy, them kids grew up get on my nerves to this day. But I can't say I had good times and bad times. My dad was really a funny person. Like, he really just brought a lot of joy to me. Whereas my mom would be like, you better not be out there fighting. And my daddy be like, I know you ain't running home from that girl. I was like, shoot, I'd rather get that than get that extension cord. And he'd be like, come on. So we'd run the block back around three, 4 times. Like, now get out and whoop her. So he'd make me get out and beat these people, fight. You know what I'm saying? She didn't want me to fight. He wanted me to fight. So I just had I guess the best of both worlds. He always made things funny when, she had me sitting down all day. I mean, I sit at that table for hours. She talking about, you want to eat this liver and this this spinach, asparagus. I'd be like, I'm not eating that. My dad would have to come by and put that in his mouth, or I'd be at that table for hours. That liver turning into shrivel. He'd be like, let me eat this. Go to bed. Because I just sat there for hours not eating that liver. Sure. She used to check trash cans. Man, she ain't missed no beat. I be thinking about that stuff like, man, I'm so glad I could laugh about it, though, because, well, it wasn't no joke when I was a kid, though.
Well, my motto in adoption, hers might be different, but my motto in adoption is adopt a child, change your life. If you're going to adopt a child, you should be willing to change the life for a positive and give it positivity and give that child a better life.
That's for real.
Don't just adopt a child and treat it wrong or do it for the money or that child's future is really in your hand. Mm-hmm. And I think when I got adopted, by Dolores Harper, she put so much good in me, and I needed that growing up. She was really what got me to the person I am today, because she always told me to treat people how I want to be treated, and don't make fun of nobody, because you never know what will happen to you before you leave this world. It's just a little thing she taught me, and I'm just so glad I was a part of that world. I'm glad for it. I'm glad that they did start adoptions, because when I met my birth mom and met my siblings, they went through things too with my birth mom, but they didn't get adopted. I'm the only one got adopted outside the family, but I do look just like my mom, so I know that is my mom. And when I sent out for my original birth certificate, it did have Norma Jean on it, so I know that's my mom. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna ask Trina, is anything you'd like to say before we end this video on adoption, and how you feel about what's your view on kids being adopted?
My thing is, if you do be adopted, as you grow up, or regardless of what the life you had coming up, like, and it's been a lot of stories. I have a lot of friends that's had stories, but just don't let it take you. Like, as you grow up, try to deal with it, you know, try to deal with the mental thing, like put it behind you, because it can become a barrier for you later on in life. It can drag you. It can really bring your life down. Like if you hold on to all the bad energy that was left over from the bad things that you had. But you know, if you had a good adoption, then that's good. But it's just some adoption be the bad, because you know, I can think of the bad part and be like, yeah, yeah. I mean, I wasn't even 3 days old, and I got rid of. You know what I'm saying? And that's the mental. But I try to think of the positive is where it is. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't take care of me at the time. She was struggling. She was going through a lot. You know what I'm saying? And her best friend wanted a child, and my dad couldn't, and her husband couldn't have kids, so she wanted to bless them with me. You know what I'm saying? So I try to look at the positive and try to always see the good into the bad. That's where God come in. You know what I'm saying? So I always try to stay close to God. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Keep the positive energy, regardless of what the situation is.
Amen. So we're going to end the video here. This is about the longest video I have ever made.
Oh, wow.
My grandkids are here and they're acting up. I know you can hear them in the background. So I'm just going to end this video here. You have a blessed holiday season. And thank you for looking at my video. And I thank Trina for coming and taking the time to be on this video today and sit with me and talking about adoption. And like I said, just have a blessed holiday season. And this is my video ending National Adoption Month. Have a blessed and truly new month coming in. This is Cheryl from Cheryl the Pearls, 1247.
Bye.
Bye-bye.